It was the night millions of people had been waiting for. The live finale of World's Stage Idol, a global singing competition that had crowned legends. In recent seasons, no contestant had captured the internet like this year's mysterious wildcard, a young Filipino singer named Kai Marquez. His voice had already gone viral, but tonight, on the biggest stage in the world in London, Kai was about to change everything. The arena lights dimmed as thousands chanted, "Kai! Kai! Kai!" The judges sat behind their iconic desks, cameras sweeping across the roaring crowd. The fourth judge, the notoriously blunt and sharp-tongued Simon, the music mogul whose reactions could make or break careers, leaned back with his signature smirk, seemingly unimpressed with most moments of the evening. But none had seen Kai yet. Before the next performance, the host, Sabrina Ray, an energetic presenter known for dramatic flair, took center stage. "Ladies and gentlemen, next up, from Manila, Philippines, give it up for Ka." Suddenly, the massive digital screen behind her glowed with a soft, swirling purple, then flashed. And then, nothing. Confusion rippled through the crowd. Kai stood there, microphone in hand, looking puzzled. His cue music had cut out. A stagehand ran to reset something behind the curtains. Whispered murmurs built into chatter. "Sigh," Kai said under his breath. He attempted a small nervous smile. Simon leaned over to the judge next to him and said, "Technical glitch. Great, he's going to ruin the flow." But as the lights subtly changed, an unexpected track began to play, a classic Kundiman melody woven subtly with modern beats. The instant those first notes filled the arena, people quieted. Kai didn't perform at first. Instead, he closed his eyes and breathed in. The hush was powerful, like time had paused. Then he opened his mouth. The sound that came out was not expected. It wasn't just pitch perfect. It wasn't just powerful. It was like gravity itself leaned in to listen. Kai's voice, rich, resonant, velvet smooth, yet unrestrained with emotion, carried over the arena. Each note climbed and dipped with breathtaking precision, but it was the soul behind it that arrested the audience. Even those whispering moments before stopped. Camera pan, crowd reaction, first stunned silence, then gasps, then an eruption of cheers. People began to leap to their feet. Cameras captured smiles, teary eyes, stunned expressions from all angles, VIP booths, celebrities, moms with kids, teens with phones, older fans hugging each other. No one had ever heard anything like it. And Simon, his smirk melted, his jaw dropped, then his eyes narrowed with confusion. And that confusion was only the beginning. When Kai hit the incredible high note at the climax of the song, one that felt like it shouldn't be possible, the crowd gasped, then shivered with thunderous applause. The song ended. Silence. Then, rapturous cheers that shook the arena. Simon, usually the man who delivers cool critiques, sat up. A long moment passed before he spoke. Wow, that was it. Just wow. But his stern tone didn't match his wide eyes. Simon Cowell rarely lost speech, but here he was, stunned. Sabrina Ray bounded over. "Amazing. Kai, that was unbelievable. How are you feeling right now?" Kai, still catching his breath, smiled shyly. Thank you. I just sang from my heart, ma'am." The audience erupted again. The judges took turns applauding, giving standing ovations. Some judges wept. Simon leaned back in his chair, folding his arms thoughtfully, something no one had ever seen him do after a performance. "Well," he finally said, "that was unexpected." Those two words sent the internet into a frenzy. Clips of Simon saying, "unexpected," trended worldwide within minutes. But what happened next is what changed everything. The next morning, Kai woke up in his small London hotel room to a flood of notifications. Messages, alerts, trending tags. Hashtag Kai Marquez, hashtag World Stage Idol, hashtag Simon Twin rumors, even memes. He blinked at the screen of his phone. Simon's secret twin. BuzzFeed. As Kai related to Simon Cowell. TMZ. Look at this viral video of Simon's face when Kai hit that note. Twitter. Kai's mother, Liza, had flown in from Manila and was already awake, nervously sipping tea. "Anak," she said gently, using the Filipino word for child, "stop staring at it. It's just social media. You sang well, that's all." Kai rubbed his eyes. "Ma, some of these people are crazy." His mom chuckled. People will say anything when something is amazing. But there was one rumor that refused to go away. On every app, page, news site, everyone wondered, did Kai somehow look like a younger version of Simon Cowell? Photos were side-by-side comparisons. Same brow shape, same strong jawline, same intense eyes when focused. Some fans joked they'd discovered time travel, others speculated secret genetics. Even celebrity gossip shows weighed in. One clip, taken from the live show, made the rounds, Simon's mouth hanging open, then slowly closing into a tight, perplexed grimace, almost like he was seeing a younger brother he didn't recognize. Kai watched it once, twice, then turned off his phone. "This is too weird," he said. Back at the World Stage Idol rehearsal hall, the air was electric. Press crowded every hallway, cameras lined the corridors. Kai navigated through it all with his manager, Elena, a sharp and supportive woman in her 30s. "Elena," Kai asked quietly, "why do they keep talking about me and Simon like we're family?" Elena sighed. "The internet loves a mystery, Kai. And when something amazing happens, people want an explanation. They want a story. And right now, the story everyone wants is you and Simon." Kai didn't want to be a story. He just wanted to sing. But what happened next was something no one, not even the producers, saw coming. Contestant Marquez, a producer called. Kai followed him into a large, glass-walled studio. Inside, the judges were seated. The three regular judges, all smiling and greeting him warmly, and Simon, who sat still, arms folded, expression unreadable. "Right," said the producer, "Simon asked to speak with you." Kai swallowed. Simon stood. His eyes weren't stern anymore, they were curious. "Young man," Simon began, in that distinct British baritone, "you sang last night as though you invented music itself." Kai blinked. "Thank you, sir. That means a lot." Simon paced slowly before him. "Tell me," he paused, folding his hands, "have you ever heard this song before tonight?" Kai's heart thumped. "Only when I practiced it." No, Simon said, shaking his head, "I mean something else." Something else." Simon gestured toward a nearby monitor. An image appeared on screen. A faded black and white photograph of a young man from the 1970s, with that unmistakable brow, that same intense gaze, and a mischievous grin. Kai stared. That face looked just like Simon, only younger. "Your grandfather," Kai guessed. Simon's jaw tightened. "No, but some people, when I posted an old family photo on my personal account, noticed how much you resemble this man." Kai looked back at him. "People online are joking that you two could be related," Simon continued. "Even twins separated by time or..." "That's ridiculous," Kai blurted. Then softer, "I don't have relatives here. My family's in the Philippines." Simon nodded, but his gaze didn't waver. "Still," Simon said, "that resemblance is uncanny." Kai didn't know what to say, so he simply smiled politely and walked out of the room, unaware. This moment had been recorded by multiple cameras. The clip went viral again. Not for his voice this time, but for his reaction to Simon Cowell. Memes exploded. Fans debated ancestry. Some even launched hashtag campaigns. #TwinTest for Kai and Simon. A few days later, the finalists gathered for the grand press conference. Reporters from auto shows, fashion mags, entertainment outlets, and even science channels were there, all plastered with microphones and cameras. When Kai stepped up to the podium, the first question he heard was, "So, real talk, are you Simon Cowell's twin?" Laughter rippled through the room. Kai stared into the sea of faces, unsure whether to be amused or exasperated. "Well," he began, looking over at Simon, who was watching with his arms folded, expression unreadable again, "I think the only thing I share with Mr. Cowell is a love for music." The crowd laughed. Kai continued, "I'm proud of where I come from. My family, my culture, my journey. That's who I am." Someone shouted, "But you do look like him." Kai smiled, amused. "Maybe we share the same designer eyebrow," he joked. Even Simon cracked a grin. But then the reporter, with a mischievous twist in her tone, asked, "Would you two consider taking a DNA test?" The room held its breath. Simon raised an eyebrow, then nodded once. Kai blinked. "Sure," Kai said with a nervous laugh. Why not? And just like that, the rumor evolved from a meme to a worldwide spectacle. The announcement of the DNA test spread like wildfire. Everyone wanted to see the results. Social media polls, news countdowns, talk shows with speculative charts, even scientific podcasts weighed in on how likely it was for two unrelated people to share such striking features. The day of the reveal came. It was broadcast live. The atmosphere was electric, almost carnival-like. Fans with signs, bleachers filled, simultaneous viewing parties across continents. Simon and Kai sat on stage, each holding a sealed envelope. Simon cleared his throat. "Well," he said with surprising solemnity, "we brought in a team of neutral genetic specialists, because if we're going to discover a secret twin situation." The audience laughed. "We want it to be accurate." Kai smiled, nerves blooming in his stomach. Simon opened his envelope. A giant screen flipped to reveal the results. And then, a collective gasp. Kai's heart thudded. Simon's eyes narrowed. What it showed was something unexpected. Something that no scientist, no fan, no critic had predicted. Not twins. Not distant cousins. Instead, it revealed that Kai and Simon shared a deep but indirect genetic link, one that connected them, not through family, but through a shared ancestral root traced thousands of years back, through migration patterns and DNA markers. In the simplest terms, they weren't family, but they shared a connection that almost felt like destiny. The crowd burst into applause. Simon stared at the screen, and then he looked at Kai. Slowly, Simon stood. "An incredible coincidence," he said, raising his voice so all could hear. "Perhaps, but one I'm honored to share." The arena erupted again. Kai blinked, not fully sure what to do, and then he smiled. In the days that followed, the world's fascination didn't fade, it evolved. No longer was Kai the Simon Cowell twin. Instead, he became a symbol of unity, proof that music, genetics, culture, and human connection can weave stories far more meaningful than wild tabloid rumors. Fans started calling it the Kai effect, the idea that people can find unexpected connections that don't have to be literal to be profound. And as for Simon Cowell, he took to social media himself, something he rarely did, posting just 2 words. Speechless. Respect. They quickly became the most liked post in his history. Kai didn't win the World Stage Idol title that year, but something else happened. He captured more than a trophy. He captured hearts. Invitations poured in. Collaborations with artists around the world, charity performances, cultural festivals, interviews on global platforms. More than anything, he became a voice for young artists across nations, a reminder that talent knows no borders. And on a quiet evening, months later, Kai sat on a balcony overlooking the Thames River in London, scrolling through messages from fans in Manila, New York, Nairobi, Tokyo, Paris, Cairo, and countless other cities. His phone buzzed with a new alert. He laughed. It was another meme, this time of him and Simon wearing matching sunglasses with glittery captions like, "When the voice is legendary but you're born 30 years apart." Kai smiled, thinking about how unpredictable life is. How a single moment, a lost cue track, an unexpected note, a viral video, could change everything. And he thought about Simon. About how a man once known for blunt critiques had become someone who offered respect where it truly mattered. He thought about the thousands of people watching, cheering, laughing, and crying, all because of a single performance. Most of all, Kai thought about why he had started singing in the first place. Not for fame, not for attention, but because music had always been his way of speaking when words weren't enough. That night, Kai picked up his guitar. He began to play softly. No stage, no audience, just melody, and sang a new tune he'd written. One line stood out: "We may not share a timeline, but we share the song in our hearts." The melody carried into the night. And somewhere, miles away, Simon heard a cover of it, sung by another artist on social media, and he smiled. Not because of rumors, not because of genetics, but because music had done what only music can: it connected souls.